Hello, everyone. Minasan konnichiwa. Welcome to episode 3, week 3 of Learning Japanese with myself, Nathaniel. As you may have noticed, there is no intro today. I decided to do no intro just because every video I'm working on, as it's my first time, I just want to improve the quality and the content. That also means making it a bit more efficient and more engaging. And I believe that the intro was a little bit, bit of an add-on rather than something useful for you guys. So I thought let's just get rid of it basically and give it a go, see how that goes. Today we are going to be looking at particles for Japanese and the structure of the sentences. For example, subject, object, and verb. But we'll look all into that in a minute. So yeah, this week was a little bit challenging for me, to be honest. I was struggling to understand quite a lot. Got to a point where I was like, man, I don't even want to. I don't even want to continue doing it because I can't understand. But obviously, I'm not going to give up. But I did feel that way. I did feel that this is too difficult, and I had to learn a lot. I keep forgetting my hiragana and my katakana. Never mind kanji. But I've been doing quizzes to try top up on it. So we're going to see. So to start, let's look at the particles. So the first particles we'll be looking at, and this is obviously isn't all of them, but this is just some that are covered, main ones I suppose you could say, although the rest are important, are made, kara, ka, no, wa, and yeah, that is it for now. There is one as well, mo, but I don't understand that one properly, so I won't bother trying. So made basically means until. So you use it in a sentence to say the lesson is from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. You'd use made after, or potentially before 9 p.m., but I'm going to go with after. So you say the lesson is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Made. And then kara is also what you'd use in that sentence, as it means from. So it's the starting point of something in a sentence. So you'd say the lesson is kara 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. kara. Just for example, something like that. But the general rule as well with particles, which is important to understand, is you can't put two particles together as far as I'm aware. So you can't go wa and then kare or wad and made or etc. You can't. So even though it makes it a little bit difficult at the same time, it also simplifies it because if you got two particles together in your Japanese sentence, you're probably doing it wrong, or there is an error there at least. So you can always follow that rule. Then we have ka, which basically means it's a question. So the common one that you'd hear in Japanese is nandesuka, and that basically means what is that? And just by putting a ka at the end of the sentence, that'll help you ask a question. Then we have no. And no is basically an apostrophe s. It, as it states here, it creates a possessive phrase or a modifier phrase. In other words, it basically gives something a belonging, kind of. So if I was to say, it's a Japanese language book, that is kind of like a belonging. That's a little bit harder to understand, but you'd use it in that sentence. Or if I was to say, my birthday is etc., I would say watashi for I, watashi or tan. Hang on, watashi no tanjobi. Yeah, so I could say like watashi no tanjobi wa. So my birthday is. So instead of saying I birthday is, the no turned it into my. Kind of, that makes sense. Yeah, if it hurts your head, it definitely hurt mine. So don't blame me. It's hard to understand. Then we have wa, but they changed it to o in the writing. I don't know, so I'm not sure how that's pronounced. I think you say o. So it specifies the direct object of the sentence. So I was saying, I've got an example here for you. Meriga John O Sasota. So in English, Mary invited John. So when you say in a sentence, the ga as well, that one's another particle. We won't go into that one, but that just basically means the subject. So you're specifying the subject of a sentence. So Mary ga, and then John or, and then invited. So yeah, that's the particles. That's about it for them. They're not, there's not too many of them at the moment. There is more particles for sure, but I just didn't want to do all of them. Yeah. Okay. So now we looked at that. I would like to try and talk a little bit about the time as well. I didn't mention that at the start, but I do want to mention a little bit about the time, but not the whole depth. So with time, we have, obviously you have 1 to 10, ichi, ni, san, yon, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyuju. But then if I wanted to say, let's get it up right here. Forgive me, I can't remember everything on top of my head, so I just have to get it back. So if I wanted to address that I'm talking about the time, I would say ichiji. So that instead of it being 1, it's just like it's 1 o'clock. And then you have the word gogo to say PM. And I'm trying to find it on here. I was trying to find it before, but so for example, ichiji is 1 o'clock. Niji, sanji, they're all like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. But then, if you want to do the minutes, they're not complicated. It's just you gotta remember them. And I've got them on paper on purpose because I can't remember them. But instead of ichi, it's ipun, and then it's nifun, sanpun, yonpun, gofun, ohpun, ropun, nanafun, hapun, kyopun, and you get it. So, and then jupun, ju-ipun for 11, and then ju-ni-fun. So again, it's the same, like saying ju is normal. Ju, it's just a fun and a pun at the end of it, basically. That's the only difficult part to remember. I'm trying to find where it explains. There's go-go. Basically, there's go-go, and then there's another one, and I can't remember the other one. I apologize. That's why I didn't want to go into it too much. I couldn't remember. And then, something we'll dive into that one, obviously, properly next week. But the other one is saying the days of the week, which I think that's easy enough to explain that one. So you have Getsuyobi, Kayobi, Suyobi, Mokyobi, Kinyobi, Doyobi, Nichiyobi. So Monday to Sunday. However, you should technically start at Nichiyobi because Sunday is the first day of the week in Japan. Now, I know that there are elements per day. So, for example, Suyobi is a water day, and Kaiobi, I believe, is fire day. So they used elements, so you can kind of remember it through that. I don't know all the elements, but all of them have got something like that, basically, for why they're used. It's linked to the whole kanji and stuff. I'm trying my hardest to dodge the kanji, but I'm going to have to learn it at some point. And then we have the months. Now, this is easy. I mean it. It's really easy. So once you've got your 1 to 10 done, it's as simple as saying Ichigatsu, Nigatsu, Sangatsu, Yongatsu, Gogatsu, Rokugatsu, Nanagatsu, Hachigatsu, Kyugatsu, Jugatsu, and then Juichigatsu and Junigatsu. So 1 to 12, literally just add gats at the end of it, and that's to say the month. And what else? What else did we learn? What else did we learn, Nathaniel? And Nichi on its own. So I say Ichi Nichi. I'm saying the first day of the month. And then if I say ichigatsu, I'm talking about a month. So the first month of the year. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Ichigatsu. Yeah, so we won't go into any more of that. That was today's learning. I think next week what I might try to do is show you guys how I prepare for my learning as well, like my self-study, instead of just talking about tutor sessions. How I start the day, what I do to get ready mentally. I think I'm going to have to improve on some of those things that I do because I'm not learning enough at the moment. Week 3, I would say, the hardest week out of 10. I would say it was a solid 7 out of 10 just for learning. But in terms of difficulty, it was about, I don't know, it's out of 10 difficulty, I'd say it was about 8 out of 10 because I was just struggling to learn. But it was useful information. So yeah, I just wish I retained a little bit more. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next week's episode. Until then, Jamata.